Hello, I'm Nikki Sanders with Nikki Sanders Leadership Consulting, and welcome to my office for the day. So, if you are the person who had a goal in mind and you have achieved that goal, you have gotten the title, you have gotten the promotion, you've done all the work in your organization, you've outlasted, you've outperformed, you've outworked everyone and achieved exactly what you set out to achieve. The challenge is you're tired. And you're not just tired, you're literally exhausted. And so, what happens when you're exhausted and the work is no longer satisfying? What happens when you no longer feel like you and you haven't felt like yourself for a very, very long time? If any of those things resonated with you, then this video is for you. Again, I'm Nikki Sanders, founder and CEO of Nikki Sanders Leadership Consulting. I am a leadership consultant. I am a workplace wellness advocate, and I'm a women's wholeness champion. I want to see women in leadership lead with wholeness. And that is because I have been there and I have done that and I have the t-shirt to match it. So when we think about success and what success means and looks like for us, society has told us that success was a certain thing. We've been taught how to go to school and get the job. Career advancement advice is plentiful, but no one tells us how to hold on to what we got once we make it. That's the conversation that I want to have with us today. Once we make it, now what? Once we make it, now what? So we don't talk about that enough. And I think that is a problem for women of color specifically, but women in leadership in general. What do we do once we've gotten a promotion, we've gotten a salary, we've gotten a corner office, we have all these responsibilities, oftentimes at home and at work? What now? What next? That's where we are. Because the truth is, the title, once you get it, is not going to stop you from overperforming if you were overperforming to get the title. The title is not going to silence the imposter syndrome if you had imposter syndrome before you got the title. In fact, your imposter syndrome may intensify once you get that higher level title or you get the upgrade or the promotion. And so here's our truth. What do we do? How do we navigate those spaces when everybody is depending on us and somewhere in the mix we've stopped depending on ourselves? What happens then? This is how we sustain ourselves, right? So that's what I want to talk about. How do we sustain ourselves? We've climbed the corporate ladder, or we've climbed the ladder. I'll say ladder, not corporate ladder. We've climbed the ladder and the support isn't the same. There aren't the people cheering. There aren't the people who are giving you advice. They're like, you made it, you got it, go ahead and do it on your own. Now you're the it girl. And what does the it girl do when she is feeling alone with tons of decisions to make, tons of responsibilities, tons of people depending on her, and she feels like she can no longer depend on herself? Because here's our truth. As women of color, we have responsibilities. We are carrying the world. But more important than that, how do I want to say this? Real leadership. Let's talk about real leadership, right? So more importantly, real leadership, if you've been carrying the weight of the world, then you understand that your credentials are not enough because you was carrying the weight of the world before you got the credentials. If you are a woman of color in leadership, you are likely, if you are a partner or you're partnered, you are making decisions at home. If you are parenting, you're making decisions as a parent. You may be in a space where you're now caring for your aging parents. You may be the person who is the eldest daughter and you're going through, people come to you, right? The family members are coming to you to fix the things that are broken, right? And what do you do in those spaces? Because you understand that real leadership is about transformation. Real leadership is about changing lives. And here's our truth. Real leadership, when you are really leading, it changes you and it changes the people who are working with you. So you are expanding, you are growing, you are moving into, I'll say prosperity. Let's go with prosperity, right? But the changes are happening for you and for your people. And let's hope that the majority of those changes are positive, because we're growing. We're not staying the same, we're growing. But that's not always the case. And so real leadership is not about titles, it's not about control, right? We know that real leadership is about transformation, but I also know that real leadership is about connectedness. So how connected are you to your people? How connected are your people to you? But more importantly, how connected are you to yourself? Because what happens too often is that many of us disconnect from our true, authentic selves once we reach those titles, or once we get to a place where society says that we should be happy, we should be satisfied, and it doesn't feel like we wanted it to feel. So then what do we do when it doesn't feel like we hoped or thought or wanted it to feel? So before I started my business, as a leadership consultant, I was working in social work and human services for like actually over 2 decades. So that is my foundation. Social work is my foundation. It is my ideology. It's more than my degree. It's more than a job title. It is the framework for how I navigate and see the world. Social work taught me about people, about power, about systems, right? I look at the world through the lens of social work. I see the injustice. I see the injustices. I see those who are left behind, right? And so I see those things. And even though women of color and women are expanding in terms of leadership, and we have more women in leadership and more women of color in leadership, we still aren't on that equal playing field. It's still not equity. We're still climbing, right? As a collective, even if you've made it individually, as a collective, we are still climbing. And so what social work has taught me is that I can be who I am and be the leader that I need to be. So my truth is that social work has made me a stronger leader. So I had someone ask me years ago, why didn't I get an MBA? Because I knew social work was the thing that I needed to be able to do the kind of work that I wanted to do. So social work has taught me how to listen deeply. Social work has taught me how to think critically and problem solve. Social work has definitely taught me how to set boundaries. Social work has taught me how to lead with compassion. But here's the thing, social work, so don't miss this, social work taught me how to empower other people without losing myself. I just didn't listen. I lost myself once I was rebuilding an organization and building new programs and responsible for an amazing team of young people that I was helping to get started in their careers and build their careers. I lost myself. Now, the good thing is that I used my social work education, training, skills, experiences to get back to myself. I used everything that I learned in social work to get back to who I am, which is why my office is out here today and you see me outside. Those same skills, those social work skills help me be an amazing manager, educator. They help me to be a team builder and a collaborator, a community organizer. And here's my truth. Social work taught me what I let the nonprofit world take away. Did I give it away or did it take it away? We could talk about that later. That's another video. But social work teaches oftentimes what business forgets. We are all in the people business. So social work taught me how to center people in their needs. Social work taught me how to lead with compassion. Social work taught me how to be intentional and strategic. And I used all that to get to the level of success that I was actually searching for. So I've built high-performing teams. I have led impactful programs. I have testified in front of government officials. I've partnered with community organizations and government agencies. I've done all the things, right, that needed to be done. But here's what I'm most proud of. When I was losing myself and when I was climbing that ladder and I was doing, I did it all with integrity. Integrity is one of my core values. And so I did it all with integrity. So my integrity was intact. And I never required anybody who was working with me or working for me to compromise or sacrifice their integrity. Again, social work has made me a better leader. It is my foundation. So here at Nikki Sanders Leadership Consulting, what I want to focus on and what I am focusing on, what I am focusing on is liberated leadership. What does that look like when we are all liberated? When leadership liberates you, so you can then liberate your people. When leadership allows you to reconnect to yourself and connect to the world around you. The kind of leadership that is genuine, the kind of leadership that is people-centered, the kind of leadership that is intentional and purposeful, the kind of leadership that is empathetic, right? Because when you climb the ladder, they're like, you have to be hard, you have to be tough, make sure people don't take advantage of you. But social work has told me that I can be an empathetic leader. I can lead with compassion. I can lead with softness. I don't have to be hard. I can lead with softness and still get the job done because I'm proof that I have done it. So I can create these safe spaces for my people. I can center wellness. I can center my own wellness, not just the wellness of my staff, but my own wellness, because you will hear me say this over and over. No one needs you more than you need you. So I couldn't be really available and helpful to everyone else when I had drained myself. So if you're constantly pouring from an empty cup and you're wondering when your help and support is going to come, your time is now. I am here right now. I want to support you on your leadership journey right now. And again, I want to help you get back to you. So if you feel like you are lost, if you feel like you don't know where you're going, you've lost your purpose, you have misplaced your passion, right? I want to help you get back to that. And so you do that by honoring who you are, which is why I'm sitting out here in the sun sweating in my office for the day, because nature is a part of who I am authentically and what I love. And I've learned to lead from the things that feel right and authentic to me, not worry about what everybody else is doing, but leading authentically with truth, with passion, with empathy, with intention. So everything that I've done, all of the hiring strategies, all the coaching packages is grounded in the truth of I have to be who I am authentically in order to truly be successful. And that's what I want for you. So remember, leadership is earned, not demanded. Leadership is about impact, not your title. And that you can lead with authenticity and intentionality. You don't have to have your guard up all the time and compete. Social work taught me how to collaborate instead of competing, because here's what I want you to know. It's not just about getting to the top. It's about the person you become on that journey to the top. Your success journey and how you expand and grow on that success journey is important. So there are 3 things I'm going to invite you to do if any of this resonates with you. 1, subscribe to the channel if you want to hear more about authentic leadership, if you want to hear about people first leadership, if you want to hear about soft success and soft leadership. That's what I'm talking about here on the More Than Social Work with Nikki Sanders YouTube page. So subscribe, share it with your colleagues, your family, your friends who are ready to lead with intention, passion, purpose, authenticity, and softness as well. And 3rd, visit the nikkisanders.com website. So visit my website. You can schedule a free consultation. I would love to support you on your leadership journey in many ways. So if you're looking for a coach, a consultant, just a partner and a cheerleader, nikkisanders.com and set up a consultation. Thanks for watching this video. Until next time, lead well and lead whole, because no one needs you more than you need you. Bye.